Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and today I'm in Trenton, Georgia, and I'm gonna go on a photo walk and I'm gonna take you guys along and we're gonna talk about it. Trenton has a couple of murals, and this one is named Daily Good Designs in Living Memory of Reverend Don Moreland, 2022. This one's been here quite a while. I think they've refreshed it once or twice. It's a pretty interesting mural. You can see it coming down the highway because this is Highway 11 passing through Trenton, and so as you come up through here, it's very visible. It's easy to see. I'm gonna try to get a photo of it. We'll share that with you. These two storefronts I have never been in. That's a coffee shop and that's a tea shop. And this, I'm not really sure, it looks like a tidal pond place, National Tidal Pond, yeah. Now on the corner it's the beef shop. I don't know, never been in any of these storefronts. Kind of surprised they're all filled out with people. I had no idea. But Trenton is a classic southern township founded in the 1800s. As you can see, the courthouse is in the middle of the road in the city center. The road actually goes around it. This is Highway 11, which was the main thoroughfare till the interstate come through. The interstate's about, well, it's right over there. I can see semis going by on it, just over there behind the school grounds, probably half a mile from here. But it's a traditional town square. As you can see, it's got the little row of buildings along the square and such. I'm gonna try to get a photo of the courthouse from here. Got these telephone lines in the way, but you do with what you got. I got fairly long lens on this camera, so I have to get back a long way to try and compose it. Might be able to get it, we'll see. This used to be the Ace Hardware. Used to be on the square. And they eventually bought all the storefronts down to the corner, and they owned it all the way over to that restaurant right there, I'm pretty sure. And he would have different kinds of stuff in each room. He knocked holes in the wall to connect them all. But this used to be a bank, and in the back of the room is a big bank vault. It's huge. The center door goes upstairs. There's apartments up above all this. But yeah, it's either that room or this room. I think it was that one has the bank. It was a bank. It has a vault in the back. Big old vault door. Kind of neat. Lolito's, best Mexican restaurant I've ever ate in. Corner Coffee next to it right there. I've photographed Corner Coffee numerous times in the past. Or actually the building. Right here on this corner lot used to be an old house that was really rickety, and it was falling in. That's probably why they tore it down and cleared the lot. Then they leveled the lot. So they've actually changed the grade and got it level. I guess so they could sell it easier. But I've been looking slowly through my archive for the Chattanooga photo project, and whenever I hit a folder that talks about Trenton, I check and see if I've got a photo of that old house, because it was super old. But so far I haven't found one. It's kind of unfortunate. The house behind it, that one's pretty old too. Probably built in the 30s or 40s from the looks of the construction. Maybe I'll get a photo of it right now. You ever work with photos of certain places that are so enigmatic, or whatever the right word is, to you, that you just can't not photograph them? Like you have to take a picture every time you see them, even though you took the photo a bajillion times, it seems like. This little warehouse behind this shopping center here has always been like that for me. And I don't know what it is, but about these old dock doors that draw me so, but I just can't let them go. I have to take a photo every time. So look at this. It used to have two, of course. There's the concrete dock. You can see where they blocked up the doorway, and there's where the little awning was above it. You can even still see one of the cables is still on the wall that held it up, just like this one. You know, this is what it looked like to start with. But yeah, I'm not sure what's stored in this building. It's been like this for ages, but this has just got that, you know, perfect antiquity look to it. Even though it's got asphalt shingles on the little stoop, it still has the really, really old look to it. Yeah, and I always have to get a photo of this dock door every time. Last time I walked down this street, I found a really cool juxtaposition photo. I'm gonna see if it's still there, and if it is, I'm gonna grab a second photo of the same juxtaposition, where they've got a no smoking sign, and right beside it is like an ashtray someone's brought from home, and it was full of cigarettes. So let's go down here and see if it's still here. Yep, still here. Isn't that cool? Well, I've went probably 2/3 of the way on my walk now. I've taken quite a few photos. I want to share with you what I'm using for a camera. This isn't my ZF that you're used to seeing. I went and done it. I bought another camera. I wanted to see what kind of images I could get for as little money as possible on the used market. So what I did was I went to MPB. I actually looked on eBay as well, and KEH and a few other places. And I come away with MPB as being the best value. And what I done was I found the Nikon D200. This is like their first generation, if I remember right, mid-grade camera. All right, it's not a pro camera, mid-grade. They had like 2 or 3 grades. This was the absolute cheapest one they sold. It was like $100, and since it was only $100, I noticed they were offering battery grips. They were only like, this is the Nikon battery grip that fits this camera, and it was only like 45 or 50 more dollars. So for 150 bucks, I got a mid-grade camera with a battery grip with a CCD sensor that works completely. Like every function on the camera works. It's a little rough around the edges, like the rubber's been glued back on with contact cement and things like that in places, but the camera is 100% functional for 150 bucks. And it has screw drive lens autofocus. Now I did buy batteries. It come with one, and the battery was fine. It actually showed it to be in like new condition. So I don't know if they put a new battery with it, or if it just happened to be that this battery hadn't seen a lot of charge cycles, because it showed up as a new battery, and it works perfectly fine. But I wanted 2 in the battery grip because that's what it holds. So I bought a set of batteries and a charger for like $25, I think. You can get into photography cheap if you want to. That was kind of the point of this exercise a little bit, was just to see absolutely how cheap I could get into photography. And seems like, you know, to get all of this, I could have done it for $100 bucks, because I didn't need the battery grip and I didn't need the batteries. Now it didn't have a memory card, and I thought I had some CF cards, so I bought a CF card, but you could get CF cards for like 25 bucks. You know, I think the 32 gig one in it now was about $30. It wasn't much. So you can get memory cards pretty cheap for them. I wanted to share that with you, and we'll see what else we can find on our way to the truck now. You would think I would learn my lesson and just keep one. This is like the 3rd D200 I've owned. I gave one to my nephew Jeremy, and he still has it. Actually, we went on a photo walk here recently, and that's the camera he brought with him and shot with. I don't know what I done with it. I think I just sold it. But yeah, this is the 3rd one I've bought. It's kind of comical at this point how many of these things I've had. But the camera actually works really well. It's taking me a little bit of time to get used to not having an electronic viewfinder. You know, the optical viewfinder is kind of a really different system, and once you get used to one, you don't really like to use the other. I mean, you can, and it's a doable thing, but you don't have some of the functionality that you have with the EVF. You know, I can change settings in the camera in bright sun and easily, because I can just look through that and do everything I'm doing on the camera. Yeah, it's all sorts of things like that are available to you that you can't do with an optical viewfinder. But the optical viewfinder doesn't use your battery power up just to see what you're doing. So it's kind of, it's a give and take. But the optical viewfinder in this camera works fairly well. I don't have any issues with it. I don't know what the coverage ratio is. They normally didn't have 100% coverage. So, you know, you never know what the actual photo is going to turn out a little different from what is actually shown in the picture window. Typically, you get a little more or something like that in the actual image. So, you know, you may have to trim it a little bit here and there. Well, I'm glad you went along with me on my photo walk in Trenton. Looking forward to seeing what these photos look like coming out of this D200. It's supposed to be mechanically checked and make sure it's fully functional. So I've got high hopes that the images will look good. I shot everything at ISO 200, shot at aperture priority. Most of it shot at f5.6. Some of it shot at f8. I think I did a little experimenting at f16 trying to slow the shutter down, but I don't know how that turned out back at the gas station with the cars going by. We'll see when we get there. But until next time, this is David, the Georgia photographer. Wow. This is David, the Georgia photographer, and I appreciate y'all coming along. Until next time, get your camera out and go take a picture with it, all right?